My name is Carla Lachelle Dawson, and I am honored to be here today in Brattonsville to honor Miss Kitty. I know that I stand on the shoulders of her and so many other storytellers. An African culture, the griot, an African American culture, our poets, our storytellers like my own great grandmother Amy and my grandmother who passed stories down from generation to generation, our ancestors, knowing what they went through, knowing that they still stand tall. And so storytelling is not a burden for me. It is a joy to me to be able to give back, to honor my ancestors, and to honor all of those who come after me to continue to tell that story, lest we not forget what our ancestors have done. All of our ancestors of all nationalities, what they did so that we can have the freedoms that we have today. So, yes, it is of great joy for me to honor Miss Kitty, to honor her stories, to honor her life, to honor her legacy, to honor the passion that she had to continue to tell the stories of our ancestors. And so I stand before you today in gratitude at her feet, and I thank you.
Hi, my name is Gail Wilson, and I am the youngest daughter of Kitty Wilson Evans. I was working for the South Carolina Arts Council, but I was also attending Winthrop, and I got a job at, then it was the Museum of York County. That's what we called it then. And I was the weekend manager. And so, like my mom, I like creative things, and so I worked there, and so I became familiar with Brattonsville through my work at the Museum of York County, and they had this reenactment opportunity, and so I said, oh, that sounds good, I was sort of interested in that. I had just won the Miss Black Rock Hill pageant, and so I did a lot of acting and theater, so I took on this role, and then I did it for one of the Christmas seasons. They do the Christmas tours there. I did the Christmas tour, and then I left to go to New York to study theater. The next thing I know, my mom said, oh, I'm doing this thing at Bransville. So she basically moved into that position, but then she just gave it new life and created a whole new thing with it.
What do you believe your mom liked most about historic Brattonsville?
So my mom loved Historic Brattonsville. Um, it was sort of an outlet for all of her creative processes. She was able to sing and write and perform and storytelling and history. So it really just fulfilled all of her creative needs. And then it became more than just her creative needs. She built so many relationships. So in the process of doing something creative like that, and you're interacting with people, they really became friends. She met so many friends. She loved children. She was also a teacher, an elementary school teacher, so she was able to relate with very young kids, and she would do games and toys and songs. But then she's working with the younger children, but at the same time, as the parents are watching, she's also communicating with them, right, through the children. And she's able to talk about the issues of slavery, history, the Bratton's family. She's doing it for kids, but she's also reaching adults. And I get so many calls, emails, Facebook messages from people that have talked about how my mom really opened their eyes and their attitudes to the issues of what it meant to be an African American on the Bratton's plantation at that time. I think that mom would want people to remember her as someone that felt deeply connected to the ancestors of the Bratton's family. For her, it wasn't about performance, right? It wasn't a show, right? It was truly, truly her way of communicating the stories and the voices of our ancestors. So if someone said, "Oh, that was a good show," I think she would be almost hurt by that because it was so much more. It was her life. It was her life. And she was always in character, right? You didn't have to get in character, she was in character. And so that's what she loved about it. And I do know at the end when she wasn't able to tell the story because of the dementia, when she started to forget, that really had such a profound impact on her. When I would go visit her before COVID, right? When I was able to go visit her in the facility, the memory care facility, I would always take a stack of music and I would say, because she'd say, I think I'm supposed to, do I have a show? Am I supposed to be going through my head? And I would always say, yes, Mom, here's your music and here's these things you have to get ready and you have to prepare. And that would keep her occupied. Like she knew that she was supposed to be doing that. But then when even that became cloudy, like she forgot how to make the dolls that she used to make at Bratton'sville, it just was, it was heartbreaking. It was absolutely heartbreaking because then it's like she didn't know who she was because that defined her. Bratton'sville totally defined her.
Historic Bratton'sville is a very positive force in my life because my ancestors were enslaved on this plantation. So I have a lot of family history here at Historic Bratton'sville. Miss Kitty was a very intelligent, smart lady. She had many, many skills. She was an opera singer. She was an actress, a good storyteller. She was just an all-round person, and she prided herself in telling the story of the ancestors from the Bratton'sville plantation. I watched her performances and I learned a lot from her. I found out that we were sorority sisters, so we became very close. A lot of people really thought, especially younger people, thought that Miss Kitty was an actual slave because of the way she dressed, because of her mannerism. And I had personally heard persons who was touring, especially the little children, Mommy, is she really a slave? She put herself into the character that she was playing. And that made her appear to be an actual slave. Miss Kitty realized that there were people who had this stigma about slaves, particularly our own African American people. They were ashamed of where they came from. They really didn't want their story told because they thought it was something negative instead of being proud of where they came from and proud of what their ancestors went through in order to get them to where they are now. And Miss Kitty realized that, and she had a way of kind of bringing people around as she did her reenactments. She was very good at that. Every race has a story. Every race want to carry on their family's legacy. And this is why our African American people would like to make sure that the story of our African American slaves and what they endured in order to try to gain their freedom, that it live on, because if we don't know what our history is, if we don't know where we came from, 9 times out of 10, history is going to be repeated.
I'm Wally Cathcart, and of course, I'm a descendant of historic Brattonsville. My great grandmother Lila, who was enslaved here in 1865 when she was 23 years old, when the proclamation was issued, with the two children, Dan and Matilda. So I've been involved here for probably since about 2007 or so, Margaret and I. I got to meet Miss Kitty, I guess, my first early trips here, and got to know her. And she is a wealth of information, and her performance and her portrayal is just breathtaking. When I first saw her presentation, I was blown away, and she was so convincing and so. And she when she got into the role, it was so real that she was it, and I could not wait to see uh, her in the future and working with her. I've got to find out the type of person she was and the lady, and I was just absorbed by her. And when she retired, we lost something, but she left quite a legacy.
Another thing about Miss Kitty, she was, if you know a part of her history, she was I think a first grade teacher, and she was very good with small children. I called Miss Kitty one day. I had my 3 grandsons with me, and they were ages, I think, at that time, 4, 5, and 6. And I called her to see how busy she was. I wanted to bring them out here so she could give them a tour. And I brought them out. She gave them a tour. We thought that they were not paying attention. They were playing as she was trying to get certain points across. I began to fuss at them, and she said, "No, leave them alone, leave them alone." So once we finished the tour, we sat on the porch, and she began to question them. I thought that they were not paying attention, but they had soaked in everything that she had said. She was very good at getting her point across with the little children.
One thing that impressed me about her is that I guess the sincerity of her, her performance. She told me, and she would let you know that there was a kind of a connection she had felt toward our ancestry, enslaved ancestry, that was spiritually connection. What struck me about Miss Kitty is her sincerity. She was not playing. She meant what she was doing.
Walk with me, Lord. Walk with me. Walk with me, Lord. Walk with me. While I'm on this tedious journey, I want Jesus to walk with me. I'm a motherless child, Lord, walk with me. I'm a motherless child, Lord, walk with me. While I'm on this Christian journey, I want Jesus to walk with me. Lord, I done seen all my children sold into slavery. Lord, I done seen them all.
I'm a motherless child, Lord. Do you know how I feel to have all your children sold into slavery? Just sold like property. I know how I feel. I just pray to the good Lord. Just keep me, Lord. Walk with me, Lord. Hold my hand, Lord. Some of them folk don't think I got feelings, but I do. And my heart hurt, my heart heavy, my head hang low. But I grin anyway. I still keep a smile on my face. I still keep a smile. And they don't know. They don't know about this intellect. They don't know about what's in my heart. Because I know I'm a child of God. I heard about my people way back across the sea. I heard about all they done did. But I did not say anything right here. But I know the Lord with me. And I know my children, wherever they is, I know the Lord walk with them too. So you got to keep your head up no matter what. Keep that chin up, because the Lord walk with you too. Troubles of the world, troubles of the world. Oh, I will be done with the troubles of the world. I'm going home to live with God. I'm going to see my mother. I'm going to see my father. I'm going to see King Jesus. I'm going